Your Excellency, I'm here to celebrate with my brothers and sisters in Ghana over your nomination and election as the chairman of the Authority of Heads of States. We're here primarily for a seminar that borders on some border constraints and trade problems within the sub-region. We believe that we're having a lot of challenges in our borders, and there are a lot of issues bordering on trade liberalization, which as parliamentarians we need also to be attuned with, so that working with the executive and our respective countries, we can see how to provide solutions that will enable the sub-region to move forward in terms of free movement and also trade liberalization. We want to assure you of our support and solidarity as we tackle this challenge to ensure that you succeed. So once more, I want to thank you for the opportunity to receive us. We have a letter to personally deliver it to you, sir.
Thank you very much. My colleague, members of Parliament, let me thank you for the courtesy done me in paying this visit to announce to us the dialogue session that you're having. We had a successful ECOWAS meeting in Yamoussoukro, and we discussed several issues. Upon my election, I mentioned 3 areas of priority, the first being to continue the work done by President Ouattara, and to continue to coordinate the work done by President Jonathan and President Blaise Compaoré in terms of the mediation in existing conflicts in the sub-region, especially in Guinea-Bissau and Mali. And then also, secondly, to move our integration project forward in terms of allowing free trade amongst our countries and working towards the creation of a free trade union and a customs zone in order that we can share the synergies of our economies to build a better life for our people. And the third priority being the integration of infrastructure, in the sub-region, which is also a part of the integration projects in terms of enhancing and facilitating transport, sharing our energy resources, and so on and so forth. So I believe that those priorities fall in line with all the work that you have been doing as an organ of the ECOWAS Parliament, and I'm happy that the 2-day dialogue session that you're holding focuses on the issue of integration in terms of the cumbersome nature of our border crossings. This is an issue that has been a focus of the attention of the ECOWAS institution for a very long time, in respect of allowing our people, goods and services to move freely, despite the fact that we have signed protocols to that effect that allow goods and services to move freely and our people to move freely. They still face a lot of hurdles when they have to travel from one country to another, in terms of illegal road checks, in terms of multiple border crossings. And so we've come up with some new initiatives which we need to push. That is the single border crossing points, between countries, where our authorities of customs and immigration can be in the same border point and do the check of a person crossing once and for all, instead of entering one border post, going through checks, going through the next border post and going through the same checks. And so I believe that if we're able to facilitate that, that would work, quite well. I know that between Nigeria and Ghana up to Cote d'Ivoire, we are working on the single border crossing points, and that would help. Aside from the border crossing points, we must also come to agreement on the normal checks that are undertaken by our security services. Often, a lot of the security services erect illegal, road checks and just harass, citizens going about their normal business. It is a win-win situation for us that we harmonize our trade and allow our private sectors to have a better comparative advantage in terms of economies of scale. It is much better to produce for a market of 350 million people than to produce for a smaller market of, say, 24 million people in Ghana. And so I think that if we facilitate trade between our countries, it would enhance competitiveness between our industries, and at the same time create a larger market for all of us, and I believe that that is a win situation. We recently held discussions in Yamoussoukro on the issue of the EPAs, and I wish to state that Ghana is in favor of the negotiation of a sub-regional EPA. It will be disastrous if we implement the EPA, unilaterally as individual countries. It's much better for us to negotiate as a sub-region. And so Ghana will continue to play the facilitative role, especially now that we've assumed the chairmanship. It is our intention to call a meeting of the technical grouping to narrow down the issues that are outstanding so that we can move ahead and complete the negotiation of the EPAs with the European Union. And in that, we can count on the continued support of the ECOWAS members of Parliament. We also would continue to work to ensure that democracy is consolidated in the sub-region. And next year is going to be a particularly important year because 5 key countries in the sub-region are holding elections. And these include Nigeria, our brothers and sisters in Nigeria. And we're hoping that that election would pass peacefully and that Nigeria will continue to consolidate its democracy. We have noted the recent terror attacks in Nigeria, and it's a concern to all of us because Nigeria is too important a country in our sub-region, to continue to be going through the kinds of terror attacks that we're seeing. And so I just want to express solidarity with the government and people of Nigeria in dealing with this threat of Boko Haram. We think that unleashing terror, and killing innocent civilians, is not the way to make any political or religious statements. And we will continue to support the government of Nigeria to be able to resolve this, dastardly and heinous crimes that are taking place against the citizens. And so we wish to extend our greetings to you and to wish you well in the course of your 2-day session. And we hope that you would have very fruitful deliberations, and we will follow the discussions that take place. And I'm sure that the ideas that you will espouse at this dialogue will feed into the work that the authority and the presidents, the ECOWAS institution, are implementing to make our sub-region a better place for our people to build a decent and dignified life for our people. Thank you very much.